So thanks, woolly mammoths, and we're so glad that
Jesus Christ.
to survive. And how do other species survive? Well, some birds like to store their food, and others don't. And so birds that do not store their food, what do they have to remember really? Are they just running around going like, tweet, 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 here's my food, and that's it? Or are they remembering stuff about where the food is, what kind of food it is, and, you know, what time of day it is, or how long it's been since they've eaten there? How long has it been since the house where Kiki lives has put the suet out in the backyard? How long has it been? Why do we starve?
They let the cat out.
Exactly. So we've so far looked at species like scrub jays, black-capped chickadees, other birds that are thought of as food-storing, intelligent social species. But now they've looked at the great tit and the blue tit in Europe, and the European great tit and blue tits, they don't store food at all. They're backyard feeder birds that go, tweet, 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 give me that food, tweet, 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 tweet. So what do they have to remember anyway? Well, it turns out they remember everything. And young birds are better at remembering certain information about when things happened, or like contextual information about what things look like better than adult birds. But overall, these are wild animals. They gave them this really cool situation with these feeder boxes and had them kind of come to the food at different times. And the birds, they eventually were like, yeah, we like the food. We'll come and get the seeds when we want to get the seeds, and we will just let the seeds do what they want at other times, and I'm going to remember what's there. And so these little automated food serving feeder boxes, I mean, it's as wild as possible, like to have involving having a feeder. But the birds, they knew when to come. They figured it out over time. They figured out different colors and different contextual cues. And so it just tells us that a lot more species than humans are remembering more than we really gave them credit for historically. You're so shocked, right, Blair?
So shocked. They communicate via song. Don't you think they have to remember things? So, like, they have to remember where their nest is. They have to remember who are the good mates versus the bad ones. They have to remember hazards. There's a million things you have to remember to just survive as a wild animal. This is very silly.
Oh, come on. No, wild animals are just like nature's automata. I mean, come on. Humans are the only animals on this planet. No, we're not animals. We're humans.
So,
We're the only ones who have brains.
So, the 12,000-year-old tradition story that we were talking about earlier.
Yes.
Even humans, I think, have better memories, longer memories. Like, I almost want to get into the realm of talking about genetic memory at some point then. Because maybe this is a skill that these current modern humans have just lost. The ability not to only remember things you've learned in your youth, but to have some sort of genetic memory of things. Because you often hear about, like, what is instinct anyway? But a memory of behavior that you're born with, right?
Yep.
And so memory, long-term memory even, might be a thing that is just part of the natural world and how that exists.
It totally is.
And as humans who are like, I don't remember what I did on Friday, have just lost this because we are in this multi-informational Ferris wheel of different things popping up that we are concerning ourselves with.
And we take things for granted. I mean, really, we don't even think about how much memory we use at different times. Everything is memory. I'm remembering so many things right now without remembering them. Oh my gosh, it's inherent in my brain, in my life. I learned everything about how to use a computer, and I just know how to do things now. Sometimes I mess up. Oh, everybody, this is This Week in Science. Thank you for joining us for another episode. We're going to keep going with a couple more stories. Justin, I know, has one more story or two more stories to quickly run through before he goes home. But I hope that all of you who love the stories and this show will subscribe to the show, get a friend to subscribe to the show, and then head over to twist.org, click on our Patreon link, and support the show in an ongoing fashion. $10 and more per month, and you will be thanked by me at the end of the show. I'll try and pronounce your name correctly and not stumble over my own tongue. And additionally, at the twist.org website, you can click on our Zazzle link and look through some of our wonderful merchandise that helps to support the show. And a lot of it has been created by Blair, which is pretty awesome. Original art that you can wear by Blair. There's a lot of rhyming there. Coming on back, more This Week in Science. Justin, tell us about your last stories.
Okay, so we never talk about drugs that are in clinical trials.
What?
We don't ever talk about drugs. Yeah, it's a thing. It's like, somebody's hyping a drug that hasn't really made it all the way through yet, so we don't talk about it. It's pointless. What would be? There's so much fails. At every stage of a 3 or 4 tiered clinical study, things fall off at 70% each time. It's so little that makes it through. There's so much speculation and hype at times that it's kind of a pointless endeavor. However, this time I will talk about a drug that hasn't made it all the way through. This is from researchers at the University of San Diego School of Medicine, some international collaborators.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
A Dollar General employee plows into an alleged thief with her car. We break down the legal ramifications with California attorney 𝕯𝖎𝖌𝖎𝖙𝖆𝖑. Welcome to After Hours, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Sam Goldberg. So Ring doorbell footage from California captures a Dollar General employee driving alongside someone she seemingly believes had stolen from her store. She then turns her car and knocks the suspect off his bicycle. The woman then exits the car and confronts the alleged thief.
What the f*** is you guys saying? My mother